Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Korean Atlanta Mentorship, and we're just going to do another velocity banking review for today. But before we get started, I just want to make a quick commentary about why it's so hard to teach most people this topic, especially anything dealing with money. I remember back in the day, oh, I don't want to say back in the day, back around 2018, 19, I lived in shared housing, and my landlord had two houses. She had the house that I was renting from her. I was just renting a room from her for about like 400 bucks a month. And then she also had a house in Alabama, right? I don't know why she had a house in Alabama, but I was like, whoa, you got two houses, so you must be successful. That's what I thought. And after every single month, she was always complaining about how she was broke. And then when I told her, like, hey, you know what? How about we take some classes and learn about, landlording and all that good stuff? You know what she said to me? And said, I was expecting, well, can you tell me a little bit more? She didn't even listen to me. She was like, I already know that. I'm like, what does that even mean? I didn't even tell you what the classes are about. But she just told me that and flat out refused to listen to me. And again, it's not just her, right? It's the society in general. And this is why it's so hard to teach philosophy bank because anything dealing with money, it's like people already know, and then they'll like go like, "Well, I'm broke," right? And it kind of reminds me of a quote from the movie American Beauty. Like back in there, I remember this movie I watched a long time ago. I was like, "Whoa!" Like this is criticism of American society back then. And to be honest, I feel like it's gotten much worse. But I remember this quote by realtor Buddy Kane here in the movie. He says, "In order to be successful, one must project an image of success at all times." And I feel like I honestly thought that this was just like an upper class mentality because I grew up in an upper middle class neighborhood, and I was like, you know what? If I deal with like the people who don't have money, they're gonna be chilled, they're gonna be relaxed. And maybe once upon a time that was true. Maybe in like the 1980s and the 1990s, when people, certain parts of the country, people didn't have money. That was true. But nowadays, I feel like that's not true anymore. If you think I'm crazy, let me know. But I feel like it's not true anymore. And then I remember, I just went through memory lane. I thought of this story about how like we're so pressured to be successful at all costs. And I remember the story about how this UCLA student ran away and fake kidnapping, and they're asking her she should be charged. And this is from 2010, so it's way back when. Again, like this whole um, pressure cooker success mentality and faking it at all costs has been there for quite some time, and I honestly feel like it's just been getting worse because I I don't know, for some reason when I was a kid, I thought like this really was just a upper class mentality, and now you see this everywhere. Or at least in my experience, I've just seen it everywhere. You know what I mean? But you ever read this article? It's I it's not funny, but it's like maybe because like it's been such a long time since it happened, I kind of want to laugh. But it says when UCLA dropout Nancy Salas disappeared from her Glendale home, she triggered a massive police search complete with bloodhounds and a helicopter scouring a canyon near her family's home, not to mention door to door distribution of flyers to help the missing woman. Now the district attorney is is weighing whether she deserves to be prosecuted. Okay, and then she told, and the 911 call she made, falsely claiming she'd been abducted at knife point and sexually assaulted. She vanished from her home after claiming she was going on a morning run, left her cell phone keys car at home. Um, she was found a day later, about 300 miles in Central California, after walking into a carpet store. Witnesses said she was crying. She dialed 911 and told her dramatic tale of kidnap assault. Later, she recanted to police. Why did she fake it? Salas had been telling family and friends that she was about to graduate from UCLA with a sociology degree to prepare for a career in public health. Detectives soon discovered she hadn't been enrolled since September 2008. Salas said she was afraid to tell her parents that she dropped out. Folks, I don't even blame her. I just blame the pressure cooker society that we live in, that pretty much, whether you're rich or poor, kind of goes by the philosophy of in order to be successful, one must project an image of success at all times. Really sad, right? Now, here's the thing, right? A lot of people out there are broke. Okay. Now, again, there's two kind of problems when it comes to wealth. One is you have to make income. We're not talking about that today. Okay. But you do have to make income. And then once you make some income, guess what? You're going to get all these offers from banks, right? They spend millions and millions of dollars to send you letters, credit card offers. Hey, get a personal loan, right? They send you a ton of offers, right? And so most people, when they make more money, they kind of fall for it, right? And then they become broke again soon afterwards by having too many debt payments. And what we're going to talk about today with velocity banking is about getting rid of those debt payments once we have the income. All right. So let's just do this. Another velocity banking review for today. What is velocity banking? All it is a debt payoff strategy using a line of credit as your main operating account, right? Other words, 5 year. In other words, you want to explain like a 5-year-old, throw all your money at debt and get a line of credit to help you do that. Okay. Now, if you ever watch any of these spreadsheet videos before, um, you might wonder how I create them. And to be honest, I kind of backwards engineer it. What do I mean by that? I start off with writing all of my debts first, and then I create a line of credit, or I imagine I have a line of credit that's approximately equal to my credit card debt, just to make the calculations easy. And then I just create an income that's a little bit higher than my debt payment or my expenses. That's all I do. So, for example, if I have 10 credit cards here, right, this is what I would do. I would just be like taking, and I want to kind of reduce it for the demonstration because this is 16 grand of income. And let me go ahead and increase this 16 grand of income. And I want to make it, quote, a little bit more realistic. Then I just take some of these out. All right, I'll take this one out, this one. And then I'll go ahead and, oh, how do I delete this? I'll go ahead and delete this. And then I'll go ahead and delete this. Yeah, let's delete these rows. And then now I have, one, two, three, four, five credit cards, right? Five credit cards. Well, it's still 11,000 expenses. Maybe I'll take out this auto loan, right? Maybe I'll take out, this law school loan, and then I'll make it a little bit more reasonable, like student loan, right? Student loan at, I don't know, maybe 35K at 6%. Okay. And then a mortgage, we'll say maybe we got a $200,000 house. So it's like a $150,000 mortgage at, I don't know, 4.5%. Okay. And then, maybe we don't have as much expenses. So this is like $2,000, right? And then I set up a loan calculator right here. So let me go ahead and just make sure this is correct. I just do this, right? And let's see if all right, so I delete the lines that I don't need. I just do this, and I just do this, and voila, we have I just gotta make sure this is all correct. So this is like 35,000 at 6% for 10 years, and then it's 150,000 at 4.5% for 30 years. And then this is where I get my debt payments for amortized loans. And I just do copy and paste values. And then when I say I work backwards, well, now I'm just going to make my income either 6,500 or $7,000, something that would make the average American ashamed that they have this little in savings, right? So maybe say I do 6,500, maybe I do 7,000. It doesn't matter, right? Yeah, just play with the numbers. And then what I do is I create a line of credit, and this is an unrealistic assumption that we have it the same or similar to our credit cards. So we have $80,000 in credit cards, okay? So we'll just say we have an $85,000 line of credit. And again, if you don't know what a line of credit is, all it is a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay it back, and then use it over and over again. That's all a line of credit is, okay? So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. This is definitely not 290,000 gross as my previous demonstration, but that's how I create a velocity banking scenario. You see how easy that was? And maybe I gotta kind of do some cosmetic label updates. This should be credit card 1 to 5, but whatever, it's all good. Now, When we set up the velocity banking side of the sheet, it's just the same income, right? Same income, same expenses. I'm going to copy and paste. And then we have zero savings. Zero savings. But we're going to have something called cash flow. Okay? This is very similar to our savings, but it's kind of not, because most people would freak out at the notion that they have zero savings. So when their checking account or savings account statement comes in and it's zero, it begins at zero and ends at zero. Most people, when it comes to their banking and finances, feel very, very uncomfortable with that. Okay, but that's what we're going to do. And so we're going to move some debt into the line of credit. Oh my goodness, I just forgot how much how much debt this was. 8 plus 7 plus 35 plus 12 plus 18. So that's $80,000 of debt. So what we're going to do is we're going to move $80,000 of debt into the line of credit, okay? And guess what happens here? 0 0 0 0 0. And now this cash flow we go from $935 in savings to $3,455 of cash flow. And let's go ahead and get rid of these debt payments. Yeah, let's do that by putting our entire paycheck, final step, into the line of credit. And then we take our expenses out. Paycheck into line of credit, expenses out, right? Paycheck in, expenses out. And then this will be the amount that our cash flow reduces by. And so now what we do is we take the previous month's balance, previous month's interest, and then we subtract our cash flow so we know the next month's balance, right? And in order to get the next month's interest, it's based on the average daily balance multiplied by the interest rate, divide by 12, because interest rates are always quoted annually, but calculated monthly. Okay. And now I'm going to copy and paste. And right, so let me go ahead and copy and paste. And so now, okay, this is 26 months, 26 months, right? So whoopsie, I gotta erase all this. This is not relevant for other demonstrations. 26 months, and it's paid off. We paid off $80,000 of credit card debt. 26 months, 80K of debt. That's this first milestone right here. Now, we tack on the lower interest amortized loans, okay? So let me go ahead and write in which month we're currently at. So we're at month 26, and with this calculator right here, I just type in 26, 26, 26, and then we can see that there's only $12,000 left in this auto loan. So I'm going to move this auto loan to line of credit, and we're getting an extra $400 back in our cash flow. So let's go ahead and do that. So now we're going to add 12181.53. And then now we're going to increase our cash flow by about $396. So let's go ahead and do this. And now our cash flow is 385.51.4. Okay. So 3851.4. So let's go here and put in our new cash flow. So now it's 3851.4. And let's just see how long it takes us to pay off the auto loan. $29, or not dollars, months. Wait, that was really quick. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. 1, 2, 3. That's amazing. Actually, hold on. 29 months. Actually, I'm going to be honest with you. When you master this stuff, it kind of gets a little bit boring, but you have to kind of appreciate the boredom. So what do I mean by that? Like, too many people in society are always looking for novelties, and they always say stupid stuff like, well, I'm only going to do things that fulfill me. And this is why so many people are spiritually empty. Okay. So think about, like, when you master anything, the fun and excitement is gone, but you have to be comfortable with it, because that's a sign of maturity. Okay. So think about, like, your native language. for any human being on their planet, their native language does not bring them excitement. Why? Because you mastered it. Whereas, a foreign language that people learn, people get really excited about that, but it's always usually about the novelty that they get excited about. So, as a master of your craft, you do this over and over again. There's going to be a point where you're not excited about it anymore, but you kind of have to appreciate the boredom. Right? Like, again, I don't get, like, super excited about this, but I understand that the appreciation of having mastered it and sharing it with others, and that's kinda what's wrong with most. I don't wanna say what's wrong. I don't know if that's the right word. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh, but that's kind of why so many people are misaligned when it comes to learning, because they're always trying to learn things that bring them novelty, right? But you don't wanna be that way. Anyways, so now 29 months, 100K. So let's go ahead and do this. And then we're just going to do this 29, 29. So I'm not going to go over too much about the cash flow index, but anything under 50 is a safe bet to put into the line of credit. Anything over 50, probably better to do what we call the chunking method, right? And I'm going to go over this, especially with the mortgage, because it's such a high number. But anything with the high number, you don't really want to put into a line of credit in general. So let's go ahead and move this one for now, 28 grand. This one is now 0. 28 grand into the line of credit and we'll see how long it takes us to pay that one off. So now this is plus 28352.71. Okay, and now let's go ahead and this will go to 0, so get an extra $388 in the cash flow. And so now our cash flow is 4239.97. And so we're at 3 years and we paid off a lot of debt. So 36 months and it's 135K. Whoa. Well, that was easy. 3 years to pay off 135,000. Now, last one is this 4.5% $150,000 mortgage. I get that's low nowadays, but I mean, there's still parts of the country where real estate is cheap, not gonna lie, right? So you might live there, but I doubt that. Well, it depends, right? Because if you have a $7,000 a month salary and you live in Los Angeles or the Bay Area, that's considered to be poverty level. Poverty level, believe it or not. So, all right, so let's go ahead and 36 months, figure out what the mortgage is. So 36, and then this is 0, and then I'm going to show you the chunking method. So basically all the chunking method is you're just transferring a piece of the loan into the line of credit. We're not dumping the whole thing. And the reason we're not dumping the whole thing is because does it make sense to put $142,000 into a higher interest rate line of credit if all we're getting is $760 back into our cash flow? Probably not. So 36. So let me just kind of do the comparison here. So just watch this. It took us 36 months to pay off 142K, not 142K. What's 150 minus 142? About 8K in the principal. 36 months to pay off 8K. Now, what if we move this 8K into the line of credit? So let me just do this plus. How long did it take off to pay the 8K? 2 months, right? So 1, 2, right? 2 months. Yeah, so 2 months or 36 months, right? So, dang, really? 2 months? Oh well, okay. But here's the thing about like the 30-year mortgage, and this is what most people don't understand. If you actually pay it for 30 years, you pay, I would say about 75. How much is this? 123,000 in interest and $150,000 original balance. So what's the, let me just do this, 123 divided by 150, 82% interest. So that's why it's very important to pay it off. So let me go ahead and get out our velocity banking calculator here. Give me one moment to kind of finish off or just estimate by chunking how much it would pay off. So give me one moment. Okay, so we have a velocity banking calculator here provided by Renatus. So if you don't know what Renatus is, it's an educational company where I learned about velocity banking. And if you're interested in not only just learning about velocity banking, but also learning about real estate investing, financial education, literacy, click the Google form link below. Full disclosure, I do get commission off of any sales of products because um, I want you to give me lots of money. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really need money, but I do get commission. So just want to make that clear. Now, what's my point? Oh yeah, this calculator. Okay, so this calculator is really cool. So all I got to do is type in the numbers, and then it'll just spit out like how long it's going to take me. And let's just do this right here. It's 150,000, 4.5%. So I just do 150,000, 4.5%, 30 years. And what's the payment amount? 760.03, 760.03. And then the current balance is, what is it? Whoopsie. It's 36 months. 142,401.87. 142,401.87. All right, 2.6 years. Look at this. Ooh, 103,000 of interest to 8,900. 2.6 years. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Dang, that's really good. All right, so now we just kind of do this. 2.6 years. So it's going to be 36 divided by 12 plus 2.6. So 5.6 years, we are debt free. Okay. And then this is going to be 285K, and we're done. That's it. Well, blam, kablamo. You know, it's like the old school Batman in the 60s. What do they say? Pow, Pam, bam. We did it. We beat the debt. And unlike the average person where they're pressured to feel like, oh my goodness, I need to be financially successful now. Once we're debt free, we actually will feel rich, right? We will be rich. You will do it. Just practice over and over again. Over and over and over again until this gets so boring to you. And then once it gets super boring to you, do it 10,000 more times. That's how you become successful, folks. Just do it over and over again until it's boring, and then do it 10,000 more times. Sorry, I don't mean to scare you all, but you know, I got to polish my delivery a little bit. But to be honest, it's 7:04. I just woke up right now. I don't want to crank out a video before I got to leave my house. Plus, by the way, I have an appointment with a car salesman today, so we'll see how that goes. I bought homes before, but I've never bought in a car before. Let's see if I buy a new car today or not. Okay. And will I probably get a loan? I'll probably just pretend like I might get it, or at least to the best of my ability if I don't know how to shut my mouth. But I don't know if you knew this or not, but at car dealerships, they don't like to sell cars cash. They love the financing. They get extra deals and kickbacks. I'll probably make a video on that next time. All right. Well, that's it for today, everybody. It's Korean Atlanta Mentorship. Have a great day. I'll speak. I don't know. Should I make another video today? I think you're all addicted because this is my velocity banking crack, and I am your crack dealer. No, I'm just kidding. But have a great day, everybody. It's a beautiful Sunday.